Uh, sir? Sir, ma'am? Are you okay? I'm just gonna walk away. Yeah, you'll be fine, right? Okay, what the... They all just look up in unison. Let's see if I can do that again. Oh, no. I gotta get up to them close fast enough. Okay. See if I can do it again. Nope, okay, I gotta get closer. All of them just look up in unison. Right then, let's talk to Urianger and continue on with figuring out how to build this spaceship. Yeah, I'm gonna get the rest of this, yeah, Krondite. Yeah, it's gonna get the rest of the Krondite set. So I'll just, there's no point in working on an outfit. Wise guides. Try as he might, Urianger cannot free himself from the Loporrits. I guess they imprinted on him. A tour of Labyrinthos. An unexpected yet prudent suggestion. Given the similarities betwixt this artificial environment and Bestway's burrow, it would be in our best interests to have the Loporrits acquaint themselves with those conditions deemed optimal by their Sharlayan collaborators. I fear, however, that continued reliance upon my limited knowledge would risk narrowing rather than broadening their perspectives. Mayhap thou art better suited to lead this venture. No, Urianger, I think you're perfectly suited for this. What a marvelous idea! Might we begin with the great, what's it over there, over yonder? Ah yes, the what's it. I shall leave its explanation to Brillian. Oh no. Urianger, you monster! How dare you leave me in charge of children like this? Does he seriously think I'm better suited for this task? I'm only good at killing! Hello, children. This is all very intriguing, I'm sure, but where are the food preparation stations? What was your word for it? Kitchens? I mean, that's not a bad question considering where we are. That reminds me, Puddingway, our newly appointed chief of pudding research, a discipline he himself founded after sampling Urianger's delights, has gone in search of a theory's ultimate sweet treat. This is only going to turn out. I think this is going to be a pretty funny joke that pays off later. Well, provided it's a pudding, as that's all he's ever talks about these days. Have you seen him? Nope. My word, what a magnificent architecture! Such immaculate curvature. Are you sure you're talking about the architecture here and not something else? I'll have to make several adjustments to my work if I'm to match the degree of craftsmanship. I shall have no longer corner unrounded. No, that's not what you should be. That's not what you should be learning from this. Considering Singway and Growing Wing's specialties, I expect them to pay full attention to your explanations, which I'm sure you will be most informative. Sure. The Loporrits' technical expertise doth far outstrip our own. We would be wise to allow them to form their own conclusions as to the function of the various apparatus, rather than offer uninformed suppositions of our own. Unless, that is, unbeknownst to me, thou art possessed of surpassing knowledge concerning the construction and operation of advanced Sharlayan what's it? Urianger, please. Goodness me, to build something so large without creation magics, it's positively stupendous. Perhaps you could direct our attention to the most important features. Sure. Search the apparatus for points of interest. You may move your camera, as well as zoom in out and out. Target the area selected with left mouse button. Oh, the other day I actually tried, or yesterday I actually tried, using a controller And I'd heard that it's good, but I didn't realize it was how good it actually was. Anyway, well, I'm not using a controller right now. Let's go ahead and find the points of interest for the Loporrits and see if we can explain them. Is that water I hear from inside the great big tube? It must be because of those cogs, that gigantic wheel at the top. Oh, I see. That's how they draw up the water. That's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanism inside, too. Of course it's a spiral. We're in Sharlayan. Nope, there we go. Mushroom-like thing. This looks like the trees in the greatest Enslave. Ensvale. Enslave, jeez. Hold on, it's a bit of a straight shape. It's thin at the bottom, but big and round at the top. Quite tall for something so unbalanced, too. Now it makes sense. This is where they store the water. Good observation. Yeah, the tanks. That's where they store the water? Or is this like a treatment part? It's a little hard to see from here, but the golden piece connected at the top of those tanks. And I can see through the windows another pipe at the bottom. Ah, this must be for purifying water drawn up from below. It looks like I was actually right. Well, if I were to hazard a guess, water drawn up from underground, presumably with some sort of other mechanism, is purified here and stored in the tower before being distributed elsewhere. I'm right, aren't I? I knew it. A brilliant design and simplicity. I dare say it would take only a moment to install in even the harshest environments. For us Loporrits, that is. Indeed, securing a reliable source of water is the utmost importance for any fledgling settlement. We have read, however, that the people of Valyria sometimes make their homes in arid deserts and such. How are they able to survive? Many settlements in Thanlin are built near oases. Areas near waterfalls are common inside some villages. Both of these are true, but I'll go with an oasis. So wherever you choose to live, you're never far from water. Oh dear, I worry we won't be able to procure the necessary amount. We can provide enough water to keep them from dying out completely, but it would appear to rely on it far more than we'd anticipated. A few adjustments may be in order, once we've calculated the average rate of the consumption per individual. It may also be worth learning more about how exactly they obtain their water in the first place. Master Alphanode spoke of the machinery responsible for that feat during our journey through Logisticon Alpha, did he not? Mayhap the Loporrits will share his appreciation for the engineering marvel. Oh yes, that sounds absolutely splendid. We must journey beyond the sanctuary of Sharlayan Hamlet. I shall lead the way. You mean we'll be going brave the untamed wilderness? Oh, don't worry, I'm here. A valid concern indeed. We could not help but notice that many dangerous-looking creatures with big, nasty teeth lurking beyond the safe confines of this settlement. We were not escorted here by burly custodians. I dread to think what would become of us. Oh, were we not? I completely read that wrong. Oh well. Regrettably, to many a hungry predator with the aforementioned big and nasty teeth, Loporrits may appear to be a potential and rather appetizing source of sustenance. Oh my. They're quaking in their tunics. Might I impose upon thee to assist in securing safe passage to Logisticon Alpha? Never gonna pronounce these names right. For my part, I shall act as escort to Living Way and Cooking Way. I entrust Singing Way and Growing Way to thy care. I guess. Although I was kind of thinking about some rabbits too, but I guess that can wait. A more valiant protector they could not wish for. Godspeed. If it's the same to you, I'd rather not be eaten by some horrid beastie. Now I completely forgot what voice I was using for them. Come along, growing way, to the water extraction What's it? W-O-T. Oh, let's head on over to the What's It. It'd be hilarious if that was like the actual name, but obviously it's not. Oh, purple. That's ominous. Let's talk to them first, before we defeat whatever nasty beastie we have come encounter with. I've a feeling the way forward is not as clear as we'd like. Could you go and take a look? Perhaps you could tell the local beasties were not nearly as delicious as we might appear. Oh, trust me, I have way with words. Hello there. You wouldn't happen to be looking for some tasty rabbits, would you? Sorry, but I have dibs on them. There we go. Thank you very much. I really hope this water extraction What's It is worth these harrowing experiences. All part of the fun, some might say, but I'd rather not be burnt to a crisp, if it's all the same to you. Understandable reaction. Okay, where are we headed next? Oh, we're actually gonna get over there. I guess one encounter on the way is more than enough. Urianger, you got all the children? Let's get moving. That building looks nice, solid, and safe. That was all very exciting, but I'd rather not do it again. Wait, how exactly were we planning to head back later? You've done well to see those two here safely. They can be a bit skittish in the best of times, so I'm pleasantly surprised they didn't run off and get themselves killed. I'm glad she has every confidence in them. I couldn't help but notice a distinct lack of carrots along the way, or many of the other vegetables I was expecting to see. Though I did catch a glimpse of some sort of bipedal tomato charging about. Must be my imagination. I don't think it was. My friends, I bid you welcome to Logisticon Alpha. Our destination doth lie in Ifrit's top. Pray follow me. Yeah, follow me as they proceed to disappear into out of existence. Thanks, Urianger. That was terrifying, but at least the scenery was more pleasant than the what's-a-name Garlemald. As the first impression of Aetherius, it was far from favorable. Anyway, onwards and upwards, quite literally, as is this the case here. As I understand, places like Labyrinthos are the exception rather than the rule. You don't all build enormous underground living spaces like this, surely? No, we don't. Forgive me for asking, but are we any closer to the kitchens? Come to think of it, why am I even here? Atmospheric manipulators are hardly the area of expertise. On this occasion, 'twould behoove us to seek the counsel of those qualified to describe the workings of the apparatus. They may also be in possession of schematics or other useful documentation, should the Loporrits request them. As the forum's esteemed guests, 'tis unlikely that they would be refused, yet thou knowest as well as I, changeable disposition of Sharlayan bureaucrats. Marvelous, simply marvelous. So, this is where the magic, or science rather, takes place. The perfect environment to sustain life, artificially created. The knowledge we'll gain here will be essential when we start looking for new stars for your kind to inhabit. Apparently, most of them don't even have air for you to breathe. You're very lucky that Etheres just so happens to provide everything you need to thrive. Or did mankind turn out the way they did because of the available resources? I wonder. Either way, it's nothing short of miraculous, and I cannot wait to see more of it. Of course, he's just gonna randomly hit us with the philosophical questions. Okay, now we got some pants that actually match. Of course, we still got goofy boots. Yeah, the boots and the gloves don't really match, but whatever. I should like to study this primitive yet nevertheless intriguing contraption a while longer, if I may. That the Sharlayans were able to build something of this complexity with their limited knowledge and resources is most impressive. Agriculture shock. Cookingway is eager for a change of venue, or at the very least, a change of what's it. This is all very wonderful, I'm sure, but I was rather hoping to learn more about your nourishment provision facilities. In other words, where's the food? Now we're asking the important questions. I believe both the knowledge and consumables you seek may be found in Meryl Agronomics. Hold on, Urianger? You're directing them to the wrong place. They should be heading for the last stand. We don't want Sharlayan food on the ship. Okay? As I imagine, Singingway and the others intend to study every conceivable facet of this apparatus. Wouldst thou be so kind as to escort our visiting culinarian? Yes, that sounds very much more interesting. However, hopefully I'll be able to see firsthand some of the delicacies Urianger was telling me about. Delicacies? Even his incredibly vivid and a bit too verbose descriptions cannot compare to sampling them myself. Not to mention, theories will soon be no more, so I must learn all I can while there's still time. Let us brook no further delay. And off he goes. Well, I hope we want rabbit stew tonight. Let's see, where are we headed? All the way up there. And there's no aetheryte up there. This is the place, yes. The heady aroma was enough to guide me here, and I've spotted several of the fruit and vegetables featured in our compendium. And there's gonna be like no carrots here. I don't remember what happened last time. I'd dearly love to try some, but I read that those who help themselves to farmers' crops without permission are often caught and put into pies. Yes, some rabbit pie sounds very good right now. Perhaps you could ask whoever's in charge if they would be willing to part with a few samples. Kingway's not accompanying you, and Walker following mechanics, yep. Hope you can run fast, little bunny. Up there you are. What a fine mess this is. Ah, it's you, the one who climbed down the mine shaft. I'd show you around if I could, but I'm rushed off my feet preparing for the exodus. And I'm not the only one. We've all got to find ways to do what we do down here up there. First on the moon, then on whichever star the Forum decides will become our new home. It's all so sudden, so unreal. Don't you want to go to the moon? Well, it's better than waiting for the final days to claim us. But no matter how carefully it's all planned, we'll never be able to take every variety of flora and fauna with us. Even the ones we can take may not survive in the new environment. So many species doomed to extinction. Sorry, that's not what you came to talk about, is it? Nothing quite so dire, I assure you. We merely wish to sample a little of your produce, if we may. By all means, help yourself. Much appreciated, my good fellow. So, where to begin? Oh, looks like we're gonna go eat some food. I happen to be pretty good at that. Oh, time for the grapes. Gotta get some amazing HD grapes. I don't think this is the culture shock that they were referring to. Oh, I know what these are. Grapes, yes. Let's see if they are as delicious as they look. Very triangular. I don't know how that would taste, though. So sweet, so sour. The taste is much like the ripe philosopher's carrot, and yet the texture is entirely different. The contrast between the outer skin and the fruit within is most peculiar, though far from unpleasant. Yes, I think I'll try another. Well, it's certainly given me food for thought, though in a far less visceral manner than any philosopher's carrot. But tell me, what is your opinion of grapes? They're fine. I'd brave an erupting volcano versus a choice bunch. Meh, ghastly things. I'd rather eat rancid gigantoid eyeballs. I mean, I'm not that crazy about them, but not, like, dismissive. Yes, they are rather Moorish, aren't they? And from what I've read, quite versatile, too. Something about people stepping on them to make intoxicating beverages, as I recall. Yep, that's what people do. Anyway, that's enough about grapes for the time being. On to the next treat. Let's see, what do they have up here? Oranges? Orange by name, orange by nature. What came first, the fruit or the color? Who cares? Let's eat. Probably the color. Yes, that's, equal parts sweet and sour, as with the grapes, yet nothing alike. I may have to consult Urianger about expanding my vocabulary. I simply cannot find the words to describe it. Perhaps what I'm looking for is bitter. This is all very complicated, you know. So many flavors, so many choices, and each individual with their own personal preferences. Now I see why you all turned your noses up at the idea of eating nothing but carrots. Marvelous though they still are in my estimation, let no one say I said otherwise. Ah, but speaking of carrots, I've yet to sample any of the vegetables. Let's see what's in the field over there. Over where? I see a little orange dot, so I'm gonna try and head over there. Ah, there it is. Let's see, pumpkins? That color, that texture. Are these sort of enormous round carrots? Well, no. No, in any case, proper nomenclature is less of a concern than taste. I don't disagree with that statement. Blech! It's so hard and flavorless. I may as well be chewing a piece of wood. This all but confirms it. These are more misbegotten failures masquerading as goodly carrots. Stop. Can't you see these are pumpkins? And no one without any sense would try eating them raw. You're supposed to cook them first. Do you not find it an awful bother? Far from it. Cooking is a joy unto itself. Well, for some people. And what's more, it broadens the range of ingredients that we may safely eat. True. You can't really eat, it's like stuff like, raw meats. You can technically eat some raw meats, but you should cook them first some amount to get rid of the potential bacteria and stuff like that. So this is exactly what he's talking about. But above all else, cooking allows us to draw out the full potential of our produce. Pumpkin stew has been one of my favorite dishes for as long as I can remember. Oh, it's a woman. And perhaps even These hard blocks of plant matter can become as delicious as the orange I sampled. I wonder, though, if there's anything even more delicious. How about that yellow fruit over yonder? Bananas? Or mangoes? Yeah, these look more like mangoes. What a wondrous fragrance. With luck, I'll have flavor to match. I've no idea how these are eaten. I'll just bite into it. That's not a good idea. You shouldn't do that. My tongue, is this poison? Yeah, mangoes are extremely acidic to the point where you need to, like, let them air out a little bit to turn them down a bit. Or you'll, like, burn your tongue. Oh, it's a lemon. Okay, close enough. Either one of them are really acidic. A lemon? You mean it's supposed to taste like this? Yep. How can someone so similar with an orange be so revolting? That's not the sound I meant to make. It may be some time before my palate recovers from this ordeal. As such, I had best call an end to this round of sampling. Let's say our farewells and return to the others. Alright, we tried some absolutely disgusting fruit. I hope you are proud. Finished, have you? I trust you found something to your liking. I'm rather enamored with the grapes and oranges. Less so the pumpkins, though I learned the hard way they're not to be eaten raw. Then there was lemons, the deceiver. I feel so violated. First time, was it? I'd hate for you to leave with such a bad taste in your mouth, in more ways than one, so I'll give you this lemon muffin I baked. If this doesn't change your opinion, nothing will. More lemon? Have I not suffered enough? Nevertheless, it would be remiss to me to spurn this opportunity to bit of a stick camp up here. Learn more of your inscrutable ways. Very well, lemon muffin, do your worst. No, the squish. Dot, dot, dot. This is delicious. Although I still detect a hint of lemon, it complements the sweetness of the dough you create a perfect harmony. I never would have guessed its vile bitterness could be utilized so elegantly. My good chap, this is simply breathtaking. No, you're breathtaking. See, we rarely use lemons in its natural state. It has a starring role in all sorts of recipes, and the same is true for many other ingredients. It comes down to making the most of the resources at our disposal, and sometimes that can even be the difference between life and death. I know we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the forum agonized over which was worth preserving, and what will be consigned to the history. Hard choices, but make them we must if we're to survive. Don't worry, all this is meaningless because I'm here. I'm gonna kill the whoever we need to kill. Such strength of will. Now I wouldn't know Heidelin season your kind. Yeah, that's not common knowledge. Mankind, the Loporrits, were both born from accumulated knowledge of the ancients. They'd learned all there is to learn about the nature of sentient life and the fates of the stars themselves. Once a civilization has fulfilled the basic requirements for survival, it will inevitably seek to eliminate all forms of negativity and achieve perfection. And therein lies its folly and its downfall, as we saw with Meteon and her sisters. For perfection is an unattainable ideal. 'Tis the paradox of the immaculate carrot. Yet civilizations since time immemorial have deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the cost incurred in their futile quest, and all too often become the architects of their own demise, their dreams forever unfulfilled. What then is the alternative? The answer lies in knowing that our existence can never be perfect, to be content with what we have and make the most of it. When life gives you lemons, make lemon muffins. Sure. Pardon my Eorzean, but when the seven hells are you on about? And who are you anyway? Cookingway, at your service. I'm here to help prepare for the trip to the moon. Again, that's not common knowledge. Well, I guess it is. Anyway. And once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. I've been growing all different kinds. But don't worry, there'll be room for your crops too. We'll work together to preserve as many of Aetheri's species as possible, if you're up to a challenge. Yes, of course. I look forward to it. Well, this has all been highly productive. Probably. Let's go and see if Urianger and the others have run out of machinery to inspect, shall we? Like, I don't think everyone's gotten the memo on the moon and the Loporrits yet. So just having him blurt out like, oh, I see what Heidelin has to say. Season you. It's like, that's not the kind of thing that normal people say. Anyway, let's head back to the machinery and, like Cookingway said, see if they've finished looking at all of the stuff they wanted to. By Cookingway's broad grin, I assume your excursion was a roaring success. Oh, there you are. Oh, have the others finished talking about the rain-making what's-its now yet? Where have you and Cookingway been? If the two of you were engaged in the pursuit of educational nature, you should have taken me too. I am the leader, after all. Not to rub it in, but we had the most fantastic time while you were away. Urianger was able to obtain all manner of meteorological data for us to pore over. I'll be sure to put my newfound knowledge to good use once we return to the moon. It's my duty to make your journey as comfortable as possible, though there's no telling how long it will be. 100 years? 1,000? Probably closer to 5,000, give or take. That does not sound optimal. Anyway. It was the most enlightening, especially the part with the lemon muffin. Actually, I was wondering, do you know any other places famed for their cuisine? As a matter of fact, I do. Limsa and the Carlinarian girl at the Far East and Udon Noodles. Oh, that's not what I was thinking of, but I don't know if we should send him to Limsa. He might get scarred for life and give up on us. Maybe if he doesn't go in lower deck, maybe he stays in the upper decks where the Culinarian Guild is, he might be safe. You never know when you might stumble upon certain individuals partaking in interesting activities. Yeah, I think we'll go with Limsa. Would that I had the time to visit. The more I learn of the theories, the more I wish I could spare it from the final days. Alas, Heidelin's orders are to flee, not to resist. If only there was some other way. Don't worry, we're working on that. Muffins. I wonder if this is how Puddingway felt the first time Urianger made pudding. Though I'm not sure that actually was pudding, come to think of it. Something about it seemed a bit off. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, let's talk to Urianger. Sage Council. Urianger appears to be tallying the Loporrits in preparation for an immediate departure. Gotta count the children. Don't want to accidentally lose one. Brilliant. I trust thy time in insert word here did bear fruit. Our own efforts, too, were rewarded. We now possess an embarrassment... What? An embarrassment of educational riches. That's not how I would normally use embarrassment, but okay. No doubt our guests' relentless pursuit of knowledge could accompany them. And to us, who are fortunate, alas, time is of the essence. Let us return to the Sharlayan Hamlet forthwith. I shall gladly attend to each and every Loporrit there, should further questions within my power to answer arise. Growing Way. Need to head on. Aww. Well, let's head back to the hamlet. Okay, where are they? Oh, okay, same place. Urianger and the children. It was ever so delightful, and with this much information, I can fine-tune the moon's environs for the people's comfort. It's surprisingly tricky to estimate the appropriate temperature settings for being so lacking in fur. Understandable. Why didn't I ask Jabuk to make him a carrot muffin? We could have had baked goods bursting with happiness. Oh no, there was nowhere in particular I was hoping to go. I simply wish to see, hear, feel, think, as much as possible I can while we're here. What was that look for? What did I say? Loporrits want for activities and stimulation. I struggled to conceive of how to busy them whilst we wait. I mean, you have a cooking way, cook some stuff. Yes, brilliant. But it was indeed me verbalizing a sigh to express my emotional state. Do you want to know why? Because I saw the reconstructed environmental data of Theories and Logisticon Alpha, that's why. A forest so lovely and so leafy. Are all your forests like that? Well, yeah, for the most part. The Black Shroud is quite leafy indeed, and a place of utmost tranquility. They're verdant, at least. The trees of Dervania stand particularly proud. You should see the forest of the first. One is purple. I mean, we're talking about the Theories here, not the first. Gasp, I say. With a star so wonderful, it comes as no surprise that you're reluctant to leave it behind. I was a fool to think otherwise, to assume that the moon was something worth being proud of. Now hold on, Growing Way. How ridiculous we must seem to you, trying so hard, yet achieving so little. Not at all. Thy works are no less worthy for their uniqueness. See, you got Mommy Urianger. He learned so much from caring about Reed and Gaia. I thought I heard tiny voices. Ah, and Dadcrid's here too. Thancred. Oh, the whole family's here. They're taking care of the children again. How didst thou fare? Oh, I was able to glean a fair bit from the researchers while helping to move their cargo. Preparations have proceeded without interruption here. Despite news of the coming end, we have the form's leadership to thank for that. That doesn't mean people aren't worried, though. Quite the opposite. Knowing disaster could strike at any moment, they hurry to complete their work, equally aware of the single error could be the difference between life and death, and we can hardly tell them that there's no cause for concern. Perhaps not. Though aided by our goodly Growing Way, we may yet find other ways to lighten their burden. Me? Be of use to people? I'm honored that you would think of me so capable, but I'm not sure I'm up to the challenge. Nevertheless, I believe in thee. If you say so, I suppose I can get her to try. I passed someone moping in the western plaza that looked to be in need of a helping paw. Perhaps you might start with him. "'Tis a good place as any. Come." Are we done with the children for now? Or are we gonna go and meet up with them? "You'd best go with them. I don't think Urianger misjudged him, but growing away does seem like he could use some emotional support. I still have to work to complete elsewhere. I trust that I won't return to find any Loporrits in tears." Well, let's hope not. Okay, where are we headed? Behind this building? Yeah, they are. Well, there he is. Oh, can I help you? It is you who would help me. Is my anxiety truly so obvious? Well, your name is Troubled Researcher, so yeah. A burden shared is a burden eased. Pray, tell us of thy troubles. Those little fellows do look like good listeners. I'm an engineer, you see, and what did they say of the ship? That it is some of decades of Sharlayan ingenuity, and it's built with peerless, elegant technology. It's all true, but... I know, that none of that's guaranteed. We've never before launched a starfaring vessel, let alone flown it in the great expanse. All the tests we've run have been on the ground. Only operational personnel and cargo will be aboard the first voyage. But even so, if it fails us then, what can we do? And if it doesn't, it could well fall apart on the next flight, or the one after that. We've done everything we can to prevent that from happening, but it hardly matters. We thought the Aetherburn design was flawless too, and look how that turned out. Thou art familiar with these most daunting technologies, and thus dost thou hold the power to allay his fears? Oh, I'm not sure about that, but, well... Maybe you could tell me if there are any aspects of the ship design that you're especially worried about. Our ability to walk about and perform our tasks for one. I devised a means by which to employ gravity, a spatio-temporal spell, to regulate the environment. But what if that is not strong enough? What if everyone floats away and begins crashing into things as soon as we've left the star? Ah, gravitation. Maybe I can be of help after all. Up there is not so different from down here, you see. The same rules apply, and if you consider them as part of the great cosmos, other than the separate places. Interesting. That's a way to think of it. I suspect both parties shall find comfort in this conversation. Yet, if Thancred's tale is true, still others would benefit from insights born of experience. Might I prevail upon the Loporrits to attend them? An excellent idea, if I do say so myself. There is naught we'd like more than to ease the hearts of the fine people of theories, and to learn more about them while we are at it. Full glad am I to hear it. Gather thy companions and bring them hither. Brilliant, thou hast a gift for finding souls in need of succor. Unfortunately, I do. Pray seek thee out, distressed and apprehensive, and inform them that help is at hand. I shall await them here, that I might introduce each of them to suitable Loporrits. Okay. Oh, I do look forward to that. A place for every Loporrit, and every Loporrit in their place. Well, let's go look for some troubled engineers, or troubled people. Now let's see, where are they gonna place these people? There's one. And there's another. Let's get both of these. Distracted researcher. 56 bunches of weeds in the ground. 56 bunches of weeds. We point out at the mound. 55 bunches of weeds in the... Eep! I'm not neglecting my duties, I swear. I was in need of a little break, you see, but I found myself unable to relax at all. So I went for a walk and noticed these weeds and... Pleasant conversation with partners and oh so fuzzy? Goodness me, this does sound like a much better way to relax. Sure. Go have fun. Hyperventilating engineer, sir, are you okay? By the gods, my chest is tight. Am I dying? Is this what dying feels like? Sir, you are not dying. Oh, do pardon me. I didn't see you there. There's no cause for concern, I assure you. No cause for concern, even though we may need to depart at any moment, and if the hull I designed buckles under the strain, the entire vessel may explode on launch, claiming countless lives and dooming all mankind. But that is highly unlikely. Yes, highly unlikely. Sir, just go hug a Loporrit. Our visitors came to help and triple check for structural flaws, you say? Why, that would be wonderful. I'm breathing more easily already. Sir, I'm sure it'll be fine. This isn't that kind of plot. Then again, I doubt we're even gonna really need it. Actually, we're probably gonna end up using the spaceship to get to the end of the universe somehow. I still don't know how we're gonna do that. Okay, there's another person. The world's end is nigh, yet the work goes no faster. Schedules are such temperamental things, a feasible one moment, utter bollocks the next. And yet I've never felt so alive. This one is beyond your help. Only sleep can save her now. Oh, I did my part. Tried to slap her to sleep. You idiot! Have you seen an envelope lying around? This imbecile refuses to give me the alchemic I ordered without the bloody slip of paper. Parchment. Unless your friend have spelled to make me remember what I dropped by the damned envelope, I doubt they'll have been more help than you, and you've wasted enough of my time already. It would be unfortunate if all involved to inflict this man upon the Loporrits. How dare you talk about Loporrits like that? Grimacing naturalist. Naturalist. My face? What's wrong with my... Ow! Perhaps I am a bit tense. I was tasked with ensuring that the proper fauna, and only the proper fauna, are brought with us to the moon. However, the suitability of a few species is still under debate, and I can hardly make the decision myself, when I know so little about the environment up there. I happen to have some people from up there if you want to go talk to them. Including the Loporrits in our discussion is a wonderful idea. I absolutely will, thank you. Perhaps their biology itself might offer some clues as well. Does that mean she wants to give one of them a big hug? Understandable. ... Consult our collaborators. I suspect that would be more effective than sitting here brooding. I'm attempting to calculate how much cargo we can consolidate into fewer trips. Should the Aetherbrother make our original estimate unfeasible, but there are simply too many variables. I feel as if my brow will turn up inside out. Perhaps our lunar associates will have more insight into how much weight constitutes too much weight for our purposes. Thank you for letting me know. Ah, yes, nice and grateful. I'm sure Frey would be happy. Alright. You want some help? How might I help you? Well, I can help you, actually. My, what a lovely idea. I too noticed people becoming rather tense, so I rushed out to pluck some fresh, fragrant tea leaves. Now I need only track down 100 or so cups. But don't you worry, I can manage. I hope you plan to cheer everyone up goes well. This woman is doing better than you are. Okay, is there anyone else over here? Okay. I still need 4 more people? Jeez, where am I gonna find these people? Maybe there's someone on the other side of the hedges? Oh, there's someone. Calm researcher. Worries. No, I believe I'm fine, thank you. I've been confiding in my colleagues, and it's helped a lot. Can't recommend it enough. Race researcher already has the support she needs. Let's keep a lookout for anyone else. Oh, there's someone. Skeptical researcher. Have you heard anything of what's on the moon? Oh, actually, I have. I went there. I have no doubt that you can make it up there, but the searching for a new star part of the plan sounds awfully vague to me. I asked the forum, but they will only tell us that our collaborators have everything under control. Forgive me, but I don't feel particularly safe wandering through the sea of stars on gods know what, made by gods know who. Well, there's happened to be some of those people over there. You mean to say that I can speak with them directly? Amazing. I hope they have, questions. Oh, they do. Don't worry about that. Okay, I still gotta find 3 more people somehow. Does that person need help? No. Nope, there's someone right here. And there's someone over there too. There's 3 people, great. Just leave me to my misery. The forum can appoint someone else. I apologize. I simply don't know what to do. How am I supposed to pilot the Ark if I'm already falling apart under the pressure? Maybe you can go hug a rabbit. You know a starship pilot that I might speak with? Truly? Well then, there's no time to waste. They can help me prepare for this monumental task. Well, I see 2 more quest markers, so hopefully this is all we need. Is there anything bothering me? Well, I've been loading cargo for bells now, so my back feels like a void sense played as a piano. My feet and knees are drums and cymbals too. This cleaner seems fine if in need of a break. Well, I know there's 1 more quest marker over here. Then I gotta find 1 more. What am I thinking about? The medical facilities on the ship, of course. I designed them with the assistance of our sages and surgeons, which I never pronounced that name actually correctly. But to imagine every illness or injury that one might face in the great expanse is beyond any of us. Oops. To say anything of something. The crew from the moon? Why did I not think of that? Oh, off she goes. I gotta find 1 more person. Where could they be? So, yeah, the bunnies are over here, so let's check around the edge. Yep, there's one. Oh, he's unconcerned. Apologies, but I'm awaiting a delivery. Whatever it is, we will wait. Cleaners to calm, yeah. Need to find 1 more person. Where are you? 1 more stressed out nerd. Oh, there you are. Oh no, that's level-headed. I don't need that person. Concerns? Nay, there's no point in worrying at this stage. It'll only make the work go that much slower. Woman's been coping well. Okay. So where's this last person we need? I checked up here, I checked these 2, right? Oh, there we go. Blasted assistants! Where have they gone off at the time like this? Probably to hug a rabbit. Beg pardon, but I have not the time for idle chit-chat. I need to reconfirm that aether levels are consistent throughout the vessel's machinery, and it seems I shall have to do so single-handedly. I swear, when I find those assistants of mine, why don't you go hug a rabbit? The Loporrits are willing to help? Why didn't you say so? At least they won't moan about how they checked 24 times already and haven't slept in weeks. Lazy sods. Ah yes, the average CEO. Okay, let's head back over to the bunnies and Urianger. Or should I say, the bunny Urianger.